Some cities in Florida are growing quietly. Others are exploding with new residents, new construction, and new opportunities. But here's the reality: fast growth doesn't always mean better living. In some places, growth brings opportunity. In others, it brings rising costs, traffic, and pressure on infrastructure. So the real question is not just which cities are growing, but which ones are growing in the right way for you. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 fastest growing cities in Florida, based on population growth, housing demand, job expansion, and overall livability. And more importantly, I'll break down who each city is actually best for, so you can decide if the growth works in your favor. Let's get started. Number 10. Fort Myers. Fort Myers has been growing steadily, but in recent years, that growth has picked up much faster. One of the biggest reasons is affordability compared to nearby coastal cities. You still get access to beaches and a relaxed lifestyle, but at a lower cost than places like Naples. The city has also seen expansion in healthcare, retail, and service industries, which support steady job opportunities. For people looking at this type of market, cities like Fort Myers are often considered because they offer a balance between coastal living and cost. This works best for retirees, remote workers, and families who want a slower pace without being completely disconnected. The downside is that rapid growth is starting to push prices up, and some areas are experiencing increased traffic. Still, for many people, Fort Myers offers strong long-term potential. Number 9. Cape Coral. Cape Coral is one of the most talked about growth stories in Florida. The city has expanded rapidly, largely due to new construction and available land. Compared to more built-out coastal cities, Cape Coral still has room to grow. One of its biggest selling points is waterfront living at a relatively lower price. Many homes are built along canals, which gives residents access to water without premium coastal pricing. For buyers looking at growing markets, cities like Cape Coral are attractive because they combine lifestyle with expansion potential. This works best for families, retirees, and buyers looking for long-term value. The downside is that infrastructure is still catching up in some areas, and commuting can be a challenge depending on location. But overall, Cape Coral continues to be one of the fastest growing areas in the state. Number 8. Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie has become one of the fastest growing cities on Florida's East Coast. The growth here is driven by people leaving higher cost areas and looking for newer, more affordable housing options. Compared to South Florida cities, Port St. Lucie offers more space, planned communities, and a more organized environment. For people looking for a structured and growing city, places like Port St. Lucie stand out because they provide stability along with expansion. This works best for families, retirees, and people relocating from expensive states. One unexpected advantage is how manageable daily life feels here. Compared to bigger cities, there's less congestion and more predictability. The downside is that if you're looking for nightlife or a fast-paced urban lifestyle, it may feel a bit too quiet. Number 7. Lakeland. Lakeland is growing quickly, and a big reason comes down to location. Sitting between Tampa and Orlando, it gives people access to two major job markets while still offering lower housing costs. Compared to both cities, Lakeland is noticeably more affordable, and that's attracting a lot of new residents. At the same time, the city itself is improving. Downtown has become more active, new developments are coming in, and overall livability is increasing. For people targeting this kind of balance, cities like Lakeland make sense because they offer both access and affordability. This works best for commuters, young families, and first-time buyers who want to stay connected to opportunities without paying premium prices. The downside is commute time. Traffic between cities can become a factor if you're traveling regularly. Still, for many people, Lakeland represents one of the smartest growth plays in Florida. Number 6. Tampa. Tampa isn't just growing, it's transforming. Over the past few years, it has become one of the biggest relocation hotspots in Florida, driven by job growth and major development. Compared to Miami, Tampa offers a more balanced lifestyle. You still get strong industries like healthcare, finance, tech, and logistics, but with slightly less pressure and a more manageable environment. For this level of opportunity, cities like Tampa stand out because they offer both career growth and lifestyle. This works best for professionals, families, and career-focused individuals. The downside is rising costs. As demand increases, housing prices and living expenses are climbing quickly. Even so, Tampa continues to attract people because of its long-term potential. And if you think these cities are growing fast, wait until you see the top 4. This is where growth, opportunity, and lifestyle really start to level up. Number 5. Orlando. Orlando has evolved far beyond tourism, and that evolution is driving its growth. While theme parks still play a role, the economy now includes healthcare, tech, education, and business services. That diversification is bringing in a steady stream of new residents. Compared to many major U.S. cities, Orlando still offers relative affordability, especially in suburban areas. For people looking for flexibility, cities like Orlando are appealing because they offer multiple lifestyle options, from urban living to quiet suburban communities. This works best for young professionals, families, and people starting fresh in Florida. The downside is tourism-related traffic, which can affect certain areas. But with the right neighborhood choice, Orlando remains one of the most dynamic growth cities in the state. Number 4. Jacksonville. Jacksonville continues to grow because it offers something many Florida cities don't: space and affordability at scale. It's one of the largest cities in the state, but compared to places like Miami, it's still relatively affordable. That combination is attracting both families and professionals. The job market is also expanding, particularly in logistics, healthcare, and finance. For people looking for value in a large city, places like Jacksonville are often considered because they offer flexibility and opportunity. This works best for families, professionals, and people relocating for work. The downside is that the city is very spread out. Depending on where you live, commuting can become time-consuming. Still, Jacksonville remains one of the strongest growth cities in Florida. Number 3. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg has become one of the fastest-growing cities in Florida, especially for people who want more than just a place to live. This city offers a strong mix of lifestyle and growth. You get waterfront living, an active downtown, cultural attractions, and a growing job market, all in one place. Compared to quieter coastal towns, St. Pete feels much more alive. But compared to Miami, it's still more manageable and less overwhelming. For people looking for that balance, cities like St. Petersburg are often worth considering because they combine energy with livability. This works best for young professionals, couples, and remote workers who want both activity and stability. The downside is rising demand. As more people move in, prices are increasing, and affordability is becoming more of a concern. Still, for many people, the lifestyle here makes it one of the most attractive growth cities in Florida. Number 2. Miami. Miami continues to grow at a different level compared to most cities in Florida. It's not just population growth, it's economic and global growth. Industries like finance, tech, real estate, and international business are driving constant demand. Compared to other cities, Miami offers unmatched energy, connectivity, and opportunity. For people looking at high-growth, high-opportunity environments, cities like Miami stand out because they offer access to global markets. This works best for high-income professionals, entrepreneurs, and people who want a fast-paced lifestyle. Now here's something many people don't expect. The biggest challenge here isn't just the cost, it's the pace. Life moves fast, competition is high, and that can be difficult to maintain long-term. The downside is clear. Costs are high and continue to rise. But for the right person, Miami delivers one of the most dynamic living experiences in Florida. Number 1. Tampa Bay Area. The Tampa Bay Area takes the number 1 spot because it offers one of the strongest overall growth combinations in Florida. This region includes Tampa, St. Petersburg, and surrounding suburbs, all of which are expanding rapidly. What makes it stand out is the balance between job opportunities, lifestyle, and long-term potential. Compared to Miami, it's more manageable. Compared to smaller cities, it offers more opportunity. That balance is exactly why so many people are moving here. For people looking for a well-rounded option, areas like Tampa Bay are often considered because they provide flexibility across different lifestyles and budgets. This works best for families, professionals, and anyone looking for stability with growth. The downside is rising demand. As more people move in, housing prices are increasing, which may impact affordability over time. But right now, Tampa Bay remains one of the strongest growth regions in Florida. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 fastest growing cities in Florida. From affordable growth areas like Lakeland and Port St. Lucie to high opportunity regions like Tampa Bay and Miami, Florida continues to evolve rapidly. The key is not just finding a city that's growing, but finding one that grows in the right direction for your lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment which Florida topic you want us to cover next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.